I thought with HIV now, once I take Babu's cup, I'm done.
It began in the quiet, dusty village of Samunge in northern Tanzania, near the vast Ngorongoro Plains, where life moved slowly and few outsiders ever passed through. Among its humble residents lived an elderly retired Lutheran pastor named Ambilikili Mwasapile. For years, he was simply a village preacher. Then his name spread across East Africa with astonishing speed, and he became known everywhere as Babu wa Loliondo. Babu stated that his journey began in 1991 when God appeared to him in a dream and showed him a tree that could cure HIV, a virus that was devastating communities across Africa. He said he remained silent for years. In 2009, he reported that God appeared to him again and instructed him to begin the healing work. On 25th May 2009, Babu administered the herbal drink to his first patient, an HIV-positive woman whom he had seen in a dream. 21 days later, he declared that God informed him that she had been cured. News of that alleged healing moved fast. What started as whispers in Tanzanian markets and on corner street radios soon exploded into international conversations. News crews from Kenya, Uganda, and further afield descended on Samunge to capture the unstoppable movement forming around the elderly pastor. Desperate souls began trekking across borders, arriving by foot, bus, and even by air. Kenyans, Rwandans, and even Ugandans came in their thousands, seeking relief from illnesses that had drained their strength and their savings. Every morning, long lines formed on the red clay soil. Families camped under acacia trees for days. Mothers carried weak children, and elderly men leaned on crutches. Patients clutched hospital documents as if they were tickets to survival. They believed that one cup of Babu's herbal concoction would end their suffering. At first, many claimed improvement. Testimonies circulated rapidly. Radio stations broadcast stories of recovery, and social media amplified every report. Babu wa Loliondo became a household name. Between 2010 and 2012, Samunge transformed into the center of one of the largest healing movements in the region's history. It is reported that more than 6 million people eventually took the herbal drink. On the busiest days, Babu and his assistants were said to serve up to 18,000 cups in a single day. At the height of the frenzy, more than 5,000 vehicles crowded the area, and some visitors reported waiting for over 5 days before reaching him.
Tulipofika mahali pale tulikuta watu ni wengi zaidi. Tulikuta zaidi ya gari kama 5,000 ambapo walikuwa wamekaa mahali pale wakiongojea. Wagonjwa ni wengi. Mahali pale tukakaa kama 5 days ndio tuweze kupata dawa siku ya kwanza. Na tulipopata dawa, tulipokuja upande wa Namanga, tulikuja wengine wakaanza kugojekea kwa barabarani. Wengine tulipofika wakagojeka zaidi. Wengine walikuwa wanafariki hata barabarani akija miguu. Unakuta mtu amefariki kwa barabara akijaribu kufika kwa Babu.
Prominent individuals from across East Africa were also said to have joined the lines. The drink was brewed from a plant known as Carissa edulis, commonly associated in scientific reports with managing fever and inflammation. Babu maintained that the preparation could cure HIV, cancer, diabetes, and other chronic illnesses. He insisted it could only be brewed by him, consumed within his compound, and that it worked only for those who believed. He claimed that once a patient took the dose, recovery would occur within 7 days. He further stated that the secret of the drink was only known to him and that he would not pass it on to any family member. But for many, the story took a darker turn. Some HIV-positive patients, encouraged by the wave of testimonies and media coverage, stopped taking life-saving ARV drugs after visiting Loliondo. Among those who later spoke publicly was Doreen Moracha, who shared that she believed she had been cured of HIV and discontinued her medication for 2 years. Her health later deteriorated into pneumonia with a dangerously high viral load, forcing her to resume treatment. Reports emerged of critically ill individuals dying on their way to Loliondo, weakened by the long journeys. Others reportedly died after abandoning conventional treatment. Scientists and medical professionals warned that there was no scientific evidence supporting the claims of a universal cure. Non-governmental organizations and doctors cautioned that discontinuing prescribed medication in favor of an unverified remedy could have fatal consequences. Tanzanian authorities advised the public not to stop medication and clarified that while the drink appeared safe to consume, it had not been proven to cure all diseases. No legal action was taken against Babu, and at one point, the country's prime minister indicated that authorities would not interfere with his activities, though efforts were made to manage the overwhelming crowds. Several visitors later reflected on their experiences. Peter Ujunga, a lecturer and author, documented his journey in a book titled Determined to Live. He reported that nearly half of the people who traveled with him to Loliondo died after abandoning medication. He described feeling temporary changes in his body that gave him hope and led him to suspend treatment, only for medical tests to confirm that he was not cured. After contracting tuberculosis, he resumed therapy.
Kilichonifanya niende Loliondo likuwako ni kutaka kutibiwa, kwa maana Loliondo Babu Mwasapili likuwako alisema yeye yuko na dawa na hiyo dawa inatibu virusi. Kwa hiyo nikasema hii ni nafasi mwafaka ya kuweza kwenda kupata dawa nami nipone. Wewe nenda Loliondo ukiwa na imani kwamba tayari Mwenyezi Mungu anileta dawa, ameiteremsha, enda uinywe alafu mambo kwisha na HIV. Na kwa kweli wengi waliacha dawa. Nusu ya wale tulienda nao kwa gari lisikia wamedondoka, wamefariki. Kwanza kabisa wacha nikwambie, nilipokula ile dawa, niliporudi nyumbani baada ya kulala siku moja, siku ya pili nikasikia mwili ni kama vitu vinanichoma choma. Sasa katika akili yangu nikasema hii dawa inaonekana inachapa vile virusi. Kwa hiyo kazi yaendelea hapa. Nilienda nikapimwa tena. Nikaenda kwa viziti, in fact nilienda kwa ile viziti ambayo niligundua kwamba niliconfirm kwamba niko na virusi huko Homa Bay. Nikaona pengine hii mashini si nzuri. Nikaenda kwa nyingine na nyingine. Kwa hiyo nilienda kwa ngapi? 3. Na zote zikawa majibu ni yale kwamba bado niko na virusi. Mimi gonjwa tegemezi ambalo sana linapata watu ambao wanaishi na virusi vya ukimwi ni TB. Kwa hiyo mimi TB ikanichapa. Sasa ikabidi lazima nifanye nini? Niitibu. Kwa maana TB sipotibiwa inakumaliza.
Another Kenyan, Peter Lumumba from Kakamega, also reportedly suffered severe opportunistic infections after discontinuing medication following his visit to Loliondo. As the initial wave of hope began to fade, the massive crowds gradually reduced. Babu continued administering the drink to smaller crowds of followers, attributing the decline to false rumors that he had died. After the peak years and the substantial income generated from the influx of visitors, he upgraded his lifestyle. He moved from his single-room mud house into a large self-contained bungalow and acquired a truck and a four-wheel drive Land Cruiser. In July 2021, Ambilikile Mwasapile died at the age of 86 after a short illness linked to pneumonia. His death closed a chapter that had drawn millions to a remote Tanzanian village in search of healing. The story of Babu Loliondo remains one of East Africa's most dramatic and controversial phenomena, defined by mass belief, desperate hope, and the powerful pull of a promise that seemed to offer life where medicine had failed.